How important are your 20s? Let me answer this with a story. Almost a year ago, I did a couple of interviews to become a car salesman. Here's how it went. In the industry, we work from 8 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. 55 hours a week is common. Is that okay with you? My response: yes. From my own reflection, especially for my young age, I don't think I can afford to have work-life balance. I believe the best life outcome is where you're able to integrate your work with your life. Essentially, the work you do fulfills a greater life purpose. The great opportunity that the information age and modern life has given us is choice. You can choose what work you go into, and the jobs that exist now may not have existed 20 years ago. In the context of work, perhaps it's an issue of finding a better why. And to the skeptics and sloths, I don't want to work all the time. Who says this has to be forever, my friend? In fact, it is a possibility to find or create work that makes it enjoyable to look forward to each new day. The kind of work that makes you sad when you fall asleep, knowing there's more work to be done. Pick a direction and pursue it. For more personal context, up until the age of 20, I've worked in 8 different roles that span across retail, customer service, marketing, internship, the golf industry. When you're fresh out of high school, the chances of knowing what you want to do as a career is nearly fuck all. Of course it is. At that point, you might have only worked at a fast food place, retail, or a grocery store. Doesn't help that you're still formulating your identity and what it means to be you. What matters more in the grand scheme of things is the direction in which you go in. Because if you place too much importance on individual actions, you will mistake the forest for the trees, paralyzed by the abundance of choice. It's for this reason I advise that even if you are indecisive in what path to take, at least walk in a general direction. For me, that direction was skill acquisition. From every person I have watched and listened to, they mention that your 20s is the time to hone in on your chosen craft. When going to each job, think of what new skills will be learned to help more people in the future. Or even if you do not have the opportunity to have a job that provides skills, spend your spare time studying and learning. What does studying look like? It's reading, watching YouTube videos, practicing in your spare time. When it is time to be in the hot seat of an interview, you have the hours of practice and material studied to be confident, to be an equal with the person interviewing for the role. Perhaps due to the globalization of work and people getting better at their jobs, there's a higher barrier to entry for entry level jobs. It's not sufficient to be good, but better. Perhaps the greatest return in income you will have is learning more skills. Sometimes these skills can be bought by buying other people's time. These could be courses, coaching, education. Take advantage of the compound effect. Your 20s is the perfect time for it. Authenticity. Personally, I don't drink. I don't take drugs. I don't smoke. I didn't go to university straight away. I don't try to create a materialistic life on social media. All these things are considered normal. At the end of the day, what do you want? And I'm not talking about what your peers want. Are the actions and direction you're taking in your interest? Or is it in the interest of gaining validation from your peers? That is why I believe a culture of being financially worse off originates. It's better to buy designer brands, even the fake knockoffs, and new shiny objects in order to impress strangers and feel better about ourselves. If the ability to feel good about yourself rests on external validation, then there is no true control over one's happiness. The only path to shortcut external validation is being your authentic self. A person who can see the bigger picture of their trajectory. The regret of 30-year-olds. You either work in your 20s, wish you lived them up, or live up your 20s, wishing you worked more. Choose which regret you want. Chris Williamson. Another problem of modernity, the abundance of choice. It becomes a question of what regret we're willing to live with. Do we become the 20-year-old who focuses on study, work, building his own projects, abstaining from alcohol, partying, drugs, or indulge in the hedonistic lifestyle, pushing our days of labor away to our 30s and garnering the approval of our peers? From what I've read, no one really regrets having worked in their 20s. So back to the original question, how important are your 20s? I'd say pretty fucking important. There will be no other time in your life where you have the same energy, mental and physical capacity, and ability to go all in. I know it might sound cliche, that you only have one life, but don't waste 12.5% of your life thinking you will make up for it. And you can't, and you won't. Time keeps marching forward, and what are you going to show for it?